give me just a minute. I'm just inviting some people I'm getting pulled to. Oh, I need to take a minute to ground this energy. This is really strong for me. Hey Ben, give me a minute. I'm just inviting some people real quick. I'm taking a minute to ground in the heart space. Gaia is coming through really strongly right now. Her dragons are coming through. Okay, give me 1 minute. Hey! That sounds good. Let me go ahead and get my earbuds put in, because as well as some string here, guys. So when I got the message that I needed to tune in and just share some messages, the first thing that I got pulled to was conversations with your inner self. It's kind of hard to read that backwards, but this is a great way to explore your unconscious mind and know that your higher self and your shadow can be your teacher. There is a collective theme that's been going on kind of leading into 2024, this collective energy of shadow work and bringing forth our gifts. And I literally just seeing the metaphorical message of like the masks are being ripped off. Like that was my confirmation from Gaia's Earth Dragons, like showing like it's like people are thinking like, oh, you mean veils? And I'm like, I'm seeing no, like legit, like anything that you're masking was like it's being pulled off. And I need to turn my notifications on silent. It's so funny. I just got another confirmation. I had a notification come up and the preview of the message was, indeed it is. The irony of that, I just keep hearing like, let go, let go, let go. And I know that's not just a message for me, that's a message for a lot of us. Like we are holding on to energy that we don't need to hold on to anymore. Like it's literally like we're gripped up and we don't need to do that anymore. Like we need to allow that energy to flow. Like our higher selves are doing extra work, but we need to be integrating is the word I'm hearing, integrating these gifts that we have, integrating this energy that's coming through, opening our feet chakras, opening our earth star, opening our, expanding our energy out, but shielding, because when we do open, we open ourselves to the possibility of absorbing everyone else's gunk, but that's not what we're meant to do. Like, yes, a lot of us are transmuters, a lot of us are alchemists, but it's also our job to filter out everyone else's stuff so we can really go in and figure out what's ailing us, what's manifesting from our own portals. And when I talk about portals, like our inner portals, our energy centers are, like the manifestation of our, the portals that we can create. You can create a lot of magic just from within yourself. You can tap into your own energy, into your own frequency. And there may be something that you're feeling in there that you're just like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't want to deal with that. That's a strong emotion that I don't want to look at it. But we can't do that, because how is that helping you? How is that helping yourself? How is that, helping the collective, especially when you are an energy worker, especially when you are someone that is here with a divine purpose to assist many, many, many freaking people. But when you're not acknowledging that funky, weird, staticky feeling that you're carrying in your own energy and your light body, how are you going to be of service to others if you're not going in and understanding, if you're not understanding what your shadow self is trying to show you, what your higher self is trying to show you, what is it that you're feeling? So let's just do a quick exercise, because the energy is so strong coming into my energy field, coming into my heart chakra. I just feel Gaia. I feel the cosmic energy just like slamming into my heart, slamming into my heart. So I want you to focus on the right side of your body. That's our present life. Right side is present life, left side is past life. Let's focus on present moment. Let's focus on present feel. Lean into the right side of your body. Lean into the energy coming down your arm, going down your leg, going down the right side of your body. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? What are you ignoring? What are you pushing away? Oh, I just transmuted something really heavy in my heart chakra. It was a oof. I'll give you guys a minute to focus on yourselves. Okay, so I want you to hang on. I don't want you to hang on to it. Heaviness, yeah, I literally just pulled that into my heart chakra. That was that oof that I just felt. So I'm going to pull some cards. This is the part one of identifying. We're going to identify what it is that we need to focus on. And it's funny, the first thing that came up on the bottom of this deck was inner child. What is the relationship between your shadow self and your inner child? It's a very good question. Are you acknowledging what your inner child is trying to tell you, or your inner teenager? Is she screaming at you? Because right now I hear someone's inner teenager like yelling at them and they're not hearing it. Whoever this is, like collectively, the inner teenager is not being heard, and she's mad. She is mad. She's like yelling at Gaia. She's yelling at the dragons. Like, she won't listen. Like, it's so loud. And I'm like, okay. All right, first card. Secrets. What is your biggest secret? Why is this a secret? How would you feel if others knew? I heard someone telepathically like, oof. I just heard this big oof. And it's really funny because our inner child, our inner teenager is like secret vault. Like, our inner child will hold on to those secrets that we, and even the stories we tell ourselves, they will keep that like suppressed for a very long time. So funny. Shayla? Is it Shayla? I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. Or is it Kayla? No, it's Shayla. Your inner child just popped in with her big pink unicorn, her fluffy, like, I've got my human. I just love that. She's like, it's okay, I got her. Okay, this goes right hand in hand with the secret card. What are you holding on to that still hurts you deeply? Again, that comes back to that raging inner teenager that is like yelling and yelling and yelling. She's yelling at anyone that comes near her, and she just wants to be heard, you know. And it's not, doesn't just like, I'm just using that as an example because, like, you know, our inner child is a representation of us. So you may see your inner child as, you know, a male, a female, could be, you know, just an energy. I'm just kind of using that one as an example. So I keep hearing like there are still parts of you that are still holding on to deep secrets. And this is kind of like a mirror to me because like I've had a couple lifetimes, I'm hearing quite a few, but there's a couple that just come to my mind right now where I lived a couple lives as an Asian woman, Japanese, and she held some secrets. Let me tell you, she held some secrets so deep. Hey, Sarah, so deep in our heart space. And like, she felt like if I speak up, I'm going to be attacked from that past life. Those spirits that are still around and those energies that are still around, if I speak my truth, it's going to cause this big explosion. But I had to hold myself and I had to reassure myself, like if that part of me needed to express something, that we shouldn't be in a fearful place anymore. It's okay to expose the truth if it's in the highest and best good of, you know, of us, of, you know, like the individuals involved. If it's still holding us back, why are we holding on to it? Why are we still keeping these secrets from, you know, something that happened, you know, like in 1400 AD? Like, why are we still holding on to that? Like, come on. Like, it's so past time to let this stuff go. Yeah, that's why I felt like it was like a heaviness right here just going down my arm, and then it just got pulled right into my heart chakra, and it was like transmuted and dismantled right on the spot. And it was like kind of like human moment here. So kind of like, you know, when you feel like excessive gas in your stomach and you're just like, oh my God, oh, this hurts. And you finally either burp it out or you pass gas, but you feel this relief like, oh, finally, I let that go. That is what some of us feel like in our upper bodies. Like, oh, I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling this trapped emotion. And last night, I felt it really bad up here on this side. And I know what it was connected to. And I just kept having to reassure my masculine energy. It's okay to let this go. It's manifesting in our physical body. We got to let it go. I can't keep carrying this weight. I can't keep carrying this weight on this side. We got to let it go. We got to transmute it. So that's something that I'm still working on with clearing out. That's so funny. The inner teen card came up. What do you wish someone would have told you as a teenager? For me, it's not a matter of what I wish someone would have told me. It was more of an action of, and I see this coming up with past lives too, of like, I really wish someone would have supported me. I wish I would have had the support that I needed in my teenage years so that I could make better choices as a young adult. But I had to go through some really harsh trials and lessons to get where I am now. Oops, that card just came out. And this one. Again, another inner child. Forgive, yeah. To slow down. Yeah. So another inner child card. Inner child. In what way is your inner child affecting your current life at the moment? And this card came with it, anxiety trigger. What makes you anxious? Why does it make you anxious? And I keep seeing it comes back to inner child. Like a lot of what we're holding on to is coming from things that our inner child and our inner teenager have been holding on to and holding within, because we haven't given ourselves a true outlet. Incoming cosmic energy. I'm feeling that I'm getting confirmations about a conversation I just had this morning about, like, I feel like astral time has been really weird. My sleep schedule's been really off. Like, I haven't, like, when I say I have not been allowed to go to sleep until after 2 a.m., my body has literally, my mind and my body have been like, nope, 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 no, nope, 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 no. Like, it's been a very forceful kind of like, you gotta go to bed, you gotta go to bed. But there's like this side of me is like, no, 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 no. And when I do finally get to sleep, I'll get about an average of like 2 hours of sleep, like my body resting. And then I swear it's like around between 4 or 5 in the morning, that's when I just feel this undercurrent coming in. Like it's not just about quote unquote astral, it's about like the undercurrent energy. It's like we're all getting pulled in collectively. And that, source is showing, like, that's my confirmation, that information that just came through is like showing like we're all getting pulled into bigger missions to help this planet, to help each other. Like, I'm seeing like groups of people, like out of body. I just see light bodies. I just see surrounding of light bodies, like coming together and holding hands and literally blasting light at Gaia, because it is needed so badly right now. And but this is also helping those that are going through a deeper awakening. And I feel like, I feel like it doesn't matter how spiritually enlightened you may feel, you are still going through multiple awakenings throughout different times. You're constantly integrating, you're constantly being shown, different things. And even spirits are still going through, different types of upgrades and downloads, etc. But I'm seeing that, we're all getting pulled into like this massive collective energy that, we need to really send support to each other. Support is like a big word that's coming up right now. But as we're doing this support work out of body, and just like I said, all these light bodies coming together, holding hands. And it's not like a quote unquote love and light kind of situation. Like, this is like, we are really blasting everything we have at the earth, at the collective, to raise up all this that needs to come up. Like the inner child stuff, the inner teenager stuff, the inner wounding, like the exercise that we did when I first started, all that gunk that we're like, this heaviness we're feeling, it is raising that up so that we can deal with it. So we're not manifesting it in these physical vessels, these physical bodies. I just got to read this real quick. Okay, Danny, you brought up a really good point about having to hide who you are from your parent, from your mom, because I feel like this is a big thing that's been playing out over time. Because, not everyone is ready for their awakening. Not everyone is ready for their child to be so, like, they're not ready for their minds to be blown. Not every parent is, in a place where they can accept that their child is different, but in a very good way. Like, they're very intuitive, they're very gifted, they're very different, they're very unique. That triggers the crap out of people that are not ready to accept that. And it's scary for them. And, oh my God, something's wrong with my child. No, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your child. She is different. And like, I get so protective of you, Danny, when I see that, when I read that, because I'm like, I feel that because I was there. Like, I've been there. I just, oh. And I feel like that's something that my own inner teenager, my own inner child is holding on to, because it's like, it's just a pattern that she keeps seeing that gets played out. Sorry, I'm trying to get the comments to flow like I need them to. Being alone and being around too many people. It's such a balance. It's such a weird balance. You know, it's like we want to be extroverted, but at the same time, we get overloaded. We get overloaded. I mean, like when we stop and think about how much work we're doing out of body and how many spirits we're around and how many, you know, souls we're, you know, like we're intertwining with and we're talking to and we're exchanging energy and we're just here and there and this and blah, 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 blah. Like, because that's what it feels like. We come back to our bodies and we are exhausted. We are exhausted from the work we're doing. And then we're expected to do all that work here. We're expected to socialize. We're expected to communicate. We're expected to talk to our partners. And sometimes you just want to be quiet. Sometimes you just want silence. You don't want to talk. You don't want to think. You don't want to do anything. You just want to be quiet. Excuse me, just quiet. Just completely silent. And that's okay, because, you know, so many of us want to achieve that in a state of meditation. And a lot of us struggle with that because our minds are like going, 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 going. I'm trying to meditate, but I still hear the, you know, these thoughts going and going and going, and all this is going on, and I'm still meditating. So it's completely understandable when you just are at a place where you're like, I just want some alone time, but also I've got to balance how to be around other people. Yeah, I get that, you know, like leadership is important, but we also have to balance that whole being a leader means that, you know, just like being a teacher, you're always being a student. You're always going to be a student, even when you are a teacher. Like, look at Ascended Masters. I work with quite a variety of Ascended Masters, and you know, as a teacher myself, a spiritual teacher. I'm not a teacher in this life, as far as like, you know, like what we deem 3D teacher. I'm more of a spiritual teacher. Um, it's very interesting, like how, you know, working with different Ascended Masters, working with very strong souls, working with master spirits, spirits that have mastered, you know, many, many things throughout many different lifetimes, but also on the other side. They recognize that sometimes our okay, yeah, I was like, let me make sure that is not a profession that I have here in the physical. uh, um, and so but being a leader requires us to be humble in the sense of being able to respect the authority of our students as well, you know, because our students can teach us just as we can teach them. They're, you know, we're constantly growing, and I'm getting pulled to the cards. We're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly shifting. Oop, there we go. Vulnerability. What makes you feel unsafe and vulnerable? For me, emotions, point blank. I know that sounds kind of silly, you know, coming from someone like me, because I hear it all the time. Like, I see you as such a strong person, though. Like you don't lose your temper, and I'm like, oh, I do. Um, Not that I want people to think that I am perfect by all means, or that I don't have explosive moments, because I don't want that. Like, that's again a mask and a facade that is being ripped off. But for me, my emotions are my vulnerability, but my emotions are also, they're a strong part of who I am. They're a strong part of who my soul is and what I do. And you know, like the feelings that come up with different parts of me about you know, shame and regret and frustration. You know, it's not just the negative emotions that make me feel uncomfortable, it's even the positive emotions. And it's like, it's not just about, I need to be in my feminine, I need to be in my masculine, I need to be balanced. It's really about showing emotion is not something that comes easy to me at times. It's definitely it's a balance, I should say. Like if I'm having a one-on-one call with someone, it's easy. It's so easy. But when I'm in front of a crowd, like this is why I just you know, like not podcast. There's like a women's retreat, or like, you know, women that, you know, go out there and they share their story and they're very passionate about it, and they can get up in front of crowds and they can, you know, they can express to their fullest extent how they feel and what they went through, and they have no qualms about sharing that and being open and being vulnerable. I still, that's something I got to work on. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. God, I feel like time is really, really weird today. Not just today, the last couple days. Okay, limiting beliefs. What are your self-limiting beliefs? I'm going to take a moment with that one. I also want to say, for anyone that's catching this live, when I went to invite some people, I was going down my list and I was just intuitively guided to invite people. And so if I haven't connected with you in a while, I hope these messages, you know, find you at the place that you are at and maybe you need to be. And I really hope that, you know, this can help you on your journey. Gaia's here. She wants to support us. She wants to help. Hi, Jamie. Gaia's ready to. She's ready to, you know, she's like in mother mode, but she's in that nurturing, self-limiting. Okay, let me okay, that's so funny because the card that came up when you asked that question about elaborate on the self-limiting beliefs, the card that came up was lies. What do you often lie about? Like, what do you lie to yourself about? Do you say, I'm okay, when you're really not? Do you, self-limiting beliefs? Let me tap into that. What is the energy behind that? What's the emotion behind it? Limitations, but like we all have human limitations. Like we all have like our hard pass of like, that's a hard no for me. That's not a limiting. That's not a limiting situation there. The limiting beliefs, the self-limiting. What are you? Sorry, I have a truth burp coming up. Oh my God, excuse me. Moving that energy up for us, guys. Limiting beliefs. Okay, so self-limiting belief example of I do not feel like I am good enough to get on a live and talk about what I'm passionate about because I feel like no one's going to resonate with me. Yeah, the self-deception, the things we tell ourselves when you know, just like that. That's not, you know, that to me, that doesn't feel accurate when I just stated like, you know, getting on a live and being my true self is scary for me. That's truth because it is kind of scary. It's, you know, it's a vulnerability for me. I'm being vulnerable right now. I'm allowing myself to be seen without makeup. You know what I mean? Like, I love this filter because it helps me tap into my heart chakra. Excuse me, my heart chakra, but I'm not in my perfect self. But I am spiritually, like my spirit, you know, is happy. My spirit is like, girl, you do your thing. Don't feel like you have to be a certain way to get on this live and share these messages that need to be heard. Another self-limiting belief. I feel like I cannot compete with other people in my life that or other business owners because, and it's not really about competition. You tend to compare yourself to those that are you know, further along in their business than you are, you know, than that you feel you are. That is see, and that's not even like, that is an affirmation, but it's deeper because you are literally like, you're putting that in your solar plexus, that I am statement. I am. And when you say it with passion. You say it with I feel it when you said that. I felt it. Yes, I feel that from my heart space, Gina. You are authentic and beautiful. I feel that in my heart chakra. I just heard, Shayla, I just heard pain body. The pain body is where we're storing the pain body and the unconscious mind. I'm hearing that's where we're storing these limited beliefs, where those self-doubts, that self-doubting, that negative Nancy, that, like those, hate to say it, those programs that come through trying to tell us that we're not good enough to do this, we're not good enough to do that. When you hear that shit, you just delete it out. Yank it out. Literally visualize, like, see, the cord that it goes to, visualize it, and yank it out and send it on. And if you need help with that, call on the dragons. Even if you don't feel like you have a dragon guide, they are there to support you. Gaia is there to support you. Call on your guides. Ask them. Call on your higher self. Ask them to help. Like, hey, I feel something that's telling me that I can't do this or I can't do that, and it's just playing over and over in my head. Ask for that help. Like, no, I do not accept that. And then just rip it out. Okay, I'm going to block this person if I can. I don't know who this Alani, whoever she is not a friend of mine. I don't accept spammers. So if you all could just block. Okay, so she's been blocked, and I really hope that she does not, whoever this woman is, trying to spam you guys right on my live, saying inbox me right now, I have a message for you. Ignore that. I just, like, that's the crap that I just cannot tolerate. Like, I just cannot tolerate it. And you know what? Like, call it a test, call it what you want. I don't really care. But I'm not putting up with that. I'm not going to put up with that. Those are my boundaries. And like, these are my people. This is my community. And I am very protective. I could feel my dragon energy like coming around and like just swooping my whole office, like pushing that energy back. Like, no. Okay, so let's see what else needs to come up card-wise. I felt someone just rolling their eyes. I felt someone's guide just rolling their eyes at that. At someone trying to spam my... Oh, you got a purple new dragon? Yes, thank you, Gina. Like, no, just stop. Okay, hidden self. What parts of yourself do you feel you have to hide from your family? Again, this is another one that keeps coming up in these readings that I'm doing. Because we feel like we have to hide our true selves from people that do not understand us. Again, this comes back to the masking and, literally like that energy that, we're all sending to the earth to assist everybody. It's all getting pushed back. We shouldn't have to dim our light. We shouldn't have to, lower our defenses. We shouldn't have to be something we're not to appease someone else or to, make them feel comfortable. I mean, obviously, not everyone's going to understand you. Not all of your family members are going to get what you do. Not every family member is going to understand if you work with, elemental beings. Not everyone's going to understand the term spirit guide. Not everyone understands higher self, shadow self, inner child. But that's okay. That's okay. But it's like, oh God, you just brought up you brought up some really good points. Thank you. Like, these are all very, very big topics because not everyone is open. Some people are still very rigid in their own self-limiting beliefs. And I really hope someday, one day, I don't know when it'll be. I really hope that we can get to a place where there's at least a neutral zone. Maybe not everyone wants to be awake at this time. Okay, but at least a neutral level of consciousness where we're open and understanding, like Shayla just talked about, being bisexual, believing in a lot of gods and goddesses, being very open-minded. At least a neutral understanding without attack. Like, how dare you have those beliefs? And, and vice versa. We are understanding that, we can only, meet some of these people at where they're at. Doesn't mean they have to be in your life all the time. Doesn't mean you have to accept that, just like they don't accept you. But I really hope that there's going to be a time where we can raise the frequency of this planet enough where there's at least a neutrality. And I feel like a lot of us are having to transmute that, which is heavy. Let's see what else we got. And I just want to reaffirm, anybody else that got that spam comment under theirs, I'll be deleting this. I'll be deleting her comments, but also if you will block that person, that would be very beneficial for me, because just block. Oh yes, thank you. You totally felt that. You're like, get some water in you. I got a mirror card. Failed relationships. What is a common thread in your failed relationships? I'm laughing and I'm cringing because this has actually come up for review within my soul contracts recently, as well as like within myself, my quote unquote staff meetings with myself, having to evaluate, because they're not just failed romantic relationships, like just failed relationships as a whole. Am I still hanging on to things that I need to let go of? Am I still hanging on to some bitterness or maybe some animosity about how things ended? And what is the common denominator with how I handle these people being removed from my life? Like, they're gone for a reason. But if I'm still angry or I'm still emotional about it, what am I hanging on to? I'm just like, I'll set that one aside so I can work with that one. Ooh, that flew out. What is this one? Acting out. Recall a time when you acted out of character. What happened? Having expectations that are unachievable. That is my current dilemma. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you, because that is my current dilemma. My dilemma is having expectations of spirits, people, beings, that may potentially be unachievable or unobtainable. Remembering that I do kind of, at times I kind of have to meet, certain individuals with where they're at and just accept it and then move on. One of my, I don't know if it's a hang up, I don't know what to call it, but one of my issues with connections is I'll see as a soul reader, this just happens naturally. Like, I'll see what that person is capable of, especially if I have like a very, I have like, not just past life connection, but like past, present, and future life connections with them where, we're all working together. But so I'll see that potential that I know that they have. And like, I'm like, this is going to be a cool connection. Like, this is going to be good. But then their human self kind of gets in the way of that. Human wants, human desires, human confliction. And when those goals that we have, and what maybe you have a soul contract with them. Oh, yes, my manager, that's a very good point. So like I know like the soul contracts, you know, like I know that they impact our human selves, but not, but again, as humans, we still have free will. So it's like I kind of have to put that, that leadership part of me in check and remind myself that they're still human, and I can't always expect them to be at the place that I feel they're supposed to be, that I know that they're supposed to be, that I know they can be. It's, you know, it can be very frustrating for me, very frustrating. A good example is, and this is a theme that comes up about once a year, sometimes more. I'll meet someone that I know is supposed to be a protector in my life, you know, like that divine masculine energy that's supposed to be there to assist with, you know, protecting and supporting, without a romantic interest, without that romantic connection. And I swear to you, every single time, that human part comes into play and that human attraction comes in, and it gets muffled and confused, and they get the wrong impression of what their purpose of our connection is. And then I have to be the bad guy and explain, it's not supposed to be a romantic connection. We can have this past life connection. We can have, you know, even future life connections, but it's not supposed to be a romantic connection. I've lived this lesson so many times, and Jamie, I feel that you understand that very well. But, and I hate being that bad guy, but it's also a lesson in my boundaries. It's a test in my boundaries of like, am I going to honor myself? Am I going to honor the goddess within me? And, you know, state like, look, your purpose is, you know, our purpose to come together is not for a romantic connection. There can be love there, but it doesn't need to be romantic love. Talk about being vulnerable. And then I pull this card. Guilt. Think about a time when you felt guilt. What was happening? So I feel like that card, thank you. That card does play hand in hand with that collective theme, because it's not just the divine masculine. This happens with, you know, divine feminine energies too. Like sometimes, like as humans, we get our connections confused. Like sometimes we feel this strong pull to this other person, to this soul. Like I connect with their higher self. We have so many syncs. Like the universe is throwing signs left and right. But you know, one of us has to pull back from that ecstasy, you know, that high that we get when we're in that state of like bliss. But one of us has to pull back and review, okay, what is the point of this connection? What is the purpose? Why did we come together at this time? What are we truly meant to do? But sometimes I feel guilty about, you know, having to be the one to say, let's reevaluate. But I've had that happen to me as well, and that is okay. But then I feel like there's some times where we get into a triggered state and we kind of project our own wounding or our own wounds onto the other person, or we kind of like, well, you're pushing me away for this reason, or you're pushing me away for that reason. And I have a truth burp coming up. Oh God, excuse me again. I swear I needed you on this live. I needed you. I really did. So you could just keep reminding me of like, you're channeling some big energy. Just release it out. And my earbuds are flying out. I feel like my ear chakras are opening. Okay, this is an interesting one that just came up. Closest friends. Who were your closest friends growing up? So that is actually a message from Gaia. She's asking you to try to think back to the energy that you felt, that purity that you felt. I'm being shown like, you know, like preschool time, maybe first grade, where, you know, you didn't, thank you. Like where there was like, you know, there was an innocence, there was a purity of, you know, like there wasn't mean girl syndrome, or, you know, the boys weren't in their bully phase just yet. There was just an innocence. So Gaia is asking you to think back on that time and review how that made you feel, and ask yourself, A, do I have those types of connections in my life now? B, how can I nurture those connections and friendships, etc. C, if you don't have those kind of people in your life right now, do you want that? Do you want those connections, those innocent, pure, loving connections again? Someone is showing like, I have that with my guides. I feel that. I do. Communication. How does your shadow self influence your communication style? For me, it's a variety of ways. She communicates in a variety of ways. Bella, I feel like for your shadow, she definitely communicates quite well. I don't know what that was about. I apparently just needed to release that for something. Okay, let's see what this is. Tolerating. What are you tolerating that you do not want to be? Think of self-sabotaging behaviors and thoughts, but I'm also hearing what are you tolerating that others are doing as well? Maybe your boundaries are not being fully respected or fully honored. Are there people around you that are in a self-sabotaging way, and they're, you know, potentially dumping that on you, maybe unconsciously or maybe consciously? So what are you tolerating that you want to change? What do you, and you know what? It's not about like new year, new me. This is about the present moment. This is about the energy of the present moment, of what changes do you want to make right now about what you will tolerate in your life, in your present moment. It's challenging, Gina. I mean, it's definitely, it's a progress, it's work, but it's it can be challenging, but what's the word I'm looking for? Enlightening, eventful, joyful. Yes. Yes. And then asking the question of, are we going to tolerate their bullshit? Can we tolerate their bullshit? Can we just accept this is how they are? And, you know, can we accept it? Like, do we need to accept that? Like, are they, you know, can they vibrate at my frequency? Can they handle me vibrating at my higher frequency? Or are they going to lash out at me because my light is just, you know, it's beaming? Are you going to get mad at me because I'm actually having a good day? Are you going to get mad at me because I just want to spread some joy? I just want to spread some cheer. Like, that's a really good one. Seeing people in their human self is bullshit. But tolerating their bullshit is another question that I have to ask myself. So I'm going to pull that card out and just ask that question to me. Let's see what else is coming up. Okay, I'm hearing just a few more because I've got to get some things done. Yes. That is really challenging. And you know what's really funny, after you just stated having to sit with self and say, okay, yes, I do recognize progress, but it is hard. The card that came up is avoidance. What do you try your best to avoid in life? Are there certain emotions attached to these things? That's a really good one. And then the next card that came up was resent. What do you feel most resentful about? Because I feel like when we're in a place of avoidance, we also get into a place of bitterness and maybe resent. I'm hearing resent those that are actually in a better place, that are in a positive place. Not really better place, I would say positive. I know. I'm feeling so called out right now. Okay, those came out too. Blame. What do you often blame others for? Putting yourself last. Where are you putting yourself last? Why did you put aside your own needs? I'm being told to leave that one out. Yes, ma'am. I felt my higher self on that one. Okay, so there's a stack in here. It is that one. Okay. All right, last one. Oh my gosh, Sarah. That is so funny. Not like haha funny, but ironic funny. Okay, last one. What traits do you dislike the most about yourself? So I'm actually going to leave you guys with a really good exercise. So I want you to, we're going to do this again where we feel into our energy. Feel into not just the right side of your body, but your whole entire body. What are traits you dislike the most about yourself? I want you to feel it, sit with that, maybe jot it down if you need to, maybe journal about it if you feel you need to. And then I want you to turn around and bring in this beautiful pink and gold light all around your body. And let it be transmuted, all those traits you dislike about yourself. And then I want you to go through in your body again. I want you to do a body scan where you ask yourself, hold on, I gotta get a drink. So then after you've transmuted those emotions, thoughts that you dislike about yourself, the traits, I want you to ask yourself, what traits do I love about myself? What traits do I like about myself? And just feel the energy shift. Feel the cells in your body shift. Feel like your chakras actually light up. Because, and even your brain, like there's going to be different parts of your brain that may light up. So just kind of feel into it and ask yourself those very honest questions of, A, what do I dislike about myself? Transmute it with the pink and diamond frequency. Just envision gold and pink diamond, like little glittery specks just surrounding you. Transmute all that and then ask yourself, what do I like about myself? What do I love about myself? What traits do I embody that I find to be pleasant and joyful? And that, my friends, is a wrap. I am offering these readings again. I will be putting my offer in the comments after I go through and delete that spammer. Oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated about that spammer. But I will be putting my offer for the shadow readings. I call them shadow readings because they're really good. Like, our shadow really can be our teacher, just like our higher self can be our teacher. This was very informative for me. This was very lovey. This was very lovey for me. This was very loving for me. And I'm very grateful that I got to connect with all of you and just talk to you and, bring up some things that needed to be brought up. So again, thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.